DL Trader here with today's trade recap. It's Thursday, the 20th of December. So clearly coming in today's trading, had that big loss yesterday, hit max loss. So it's always going to be tricky the next day. Trading, you're coming in with those emotions and you don't want to have another big day, a big red lot, big red day and take some more out of that, size out of that account. So kind of traded a bit scared today, if I'm honest, and felt a bit disappointed with myself. But, managed to pull out a red day. Sort of 2/3 of the loss from yesterday. So, should be really happy with that. So the first trade I took today was on MRIN. Whoops. So this one is the one, obviously, that caught me out yesterday. So it's very much on watch today. Let's just have a look at the daily chart here. So yesterday 2 seconds. I want that on right now. Okay, so yesterday, we had that big squeeze. Big squeeze up from 3.4 up to the 8. So that was the big squeeze. And then looking at it today, I've seen this before. And these big runners, they gap down, get shorts interested, and then they rip higher. So I was aware of that. So coming into the morning, was waiting for a rip to short into. God, these charts in Sterling are a little annoying. Right, so looking for that rip in the morning. After it did the stuff at previous close, I thought, well, maybe this would be one of those, stocks that don't run higher and it ends up fading off. So I felt like there was a good entry here for a short, risking that high, super tight risk for a potential fade off with a lot of room to drop. This is my pattern of the, spike, pullback, bounce, drop. So covered half into the wash and then really annoyed with myself with this stop out because this is a perfect pattern play for me. This should be a re-add short of that half here. Still risking higher day just above there. And had I put that back on and got this really nice washout, that would have been a really nice trade. So I felt frustrated, but at the same time, I wasn't going to chase it down here. I know what these things can do with SSR on, and look what it did. So in the PM, managed to avoid the midday. I took a distinct decision at this point here. 11:15, I actually put some orders into short here, and I was like, don't do it. Don't get trapped in that midday squeeze. Let it do its thing. Come back for the PM session. So that's what I did. Let it set up again. Sort of ripping up here, and I just felt like this was that sort of a final move where it really pushes hard, blow off top, whatever you want to call it. So after I saw this move, it really started to pull back hard. So I got in short. SSR is on. Didn't want it to tank, and then we missed the entry. So got in here, half size. Well, I say half size, but it's only half size because I took another half hit. But it was pretty small size just because I felt a bit scared. I had some gains on the day. I didn't want to give them back. So I took an entry, took an ad, and then it instantly washed out. So I took half off. Now it just turns out that I had managed to pretty much top tick this, and a bit of more patience for a bigger wash would have been better. But I did feel like it was going to play around here on the 9s, and I was going to have to short cover to get into position. So after it washed, I did add back in. Now that's a good thing. I wasn't afraid to give back some gains here. It was worth the risk to get some ads on. Held through this move, considered some ads, but didn't want to get, turn a winner into a loser. And then just tried to be patient. Now, after this big wash, it started to grind back up, lower high, and push. And I just, after the last, after trading yesterday and giving back those gains, I didn't want to do it again. So I decided to cover half here and just give the rest a little more room because there's so much room to the downside. Now, good thing I did because it did come lower. Similar thing here, it washed out, started to grind back up. So covered the rest here. Should I have been more patient? Perhaps, but it was a nice gain. It was a trade where I had tiny risk on, risking around here, and I got a really nice gain. So you can't try and turn a small sized trade into a big winner by adding with poor entries down here. You've got to remember the risk to reward on that trade with the amount of shares you took. So overall, I'm happy with that trade, and it's not quite closed yet, but it's starting to grind back up, which I feel like it could have done here. So overall, happy with the trade, MRIN. The other one I got today was NEON. Now, a little bit more of a simple trade, pop and drop type, but I felt pretty scared trading this. Off the back end of yesterday, I was a little bit sort of freaked out. So I shorted some here. It popped back up and I was like, oh no, I'm early. And I was trying to take a bit more size than I had yesterday on the scalp side. So shorted, it ripped. I got a bit panicked, let it come back down. Once it put this lower high in, I shorted some more. And then I accidentally covered some here. Bit of a hotkey screw up, really annoying. Because I think I covered half here, which is, gave back, well, would have been a much bigger gain had I not have hotkey fucked up there. Washout, covered some correctly, and then didn't get a bounce for an ad. So had I not have screwed up there, took some off here, perhaps I would have reshorted, but got the washout, covered some, and then covered some more. So not a bad trade overall. So 2 tickers, and 3 wins, I think. The morning trade on MRIN, was cover half for profit, cover half for break even, so it's a small win. Looking to try and, scale up my size. I started to sort of notice that I'm getting some really good entries into the rips, covering half into the wash, so taking on minimal risk as long as you have the ability to cut the trade when it doesn't work. So we'll see how it goes next few days, but good to earn back some of those losses from yesterday. Okay, nice one. Cheers guys.